On May 11, 2026, something quiet but powerful opens in the sky. The Sun in Taurus reaches out in a supportive sextile to Jupiter in Cancer, while the Pisces Waning Crescent Moon floats like a final prayer before the Taurus New Moon on May 16th. This is not loud astrology. This is not chaos. This is the universe placing its hand on a closed doorway and whispering, "Prepare yourself. Something new is almost ready to enter." You need to understand what is happening now, because this energy does not arrive like a storm. It arrives like a sign, soft sign, sacred sign. A moment where your emotions, your money, your home, your relationships, your confidence, and your future begin speaking the same language again. If you have felt confused, tired, emotionally stretched, or unsure why certain things have been slowing down, May 11th is not here to punish you. It is here to prepare you. The doorway is not fully open yet, but the light underneath it is already visible. The Sun in Taurus is asking you to return to what is real, not fantasy, not panic, not emotional overthinking. Taurus energy rules stability, peace, value, the body, money, comfort, self-worth, and the kind of security that is built slowly, honestly, and patiently. When the Sun moves through Taurus, the universe does not ask you to chase everything, asks you to notice what actually feeds your life. What gives you peace? What drains your body? What makes you feel safe? What have you been tolerating just because you were afraid to lose something familiar? And now, that Taurus's Sun forms a sextile to Jupiter in Cancer. A sextile is a supportive connection. It does not force the door open. It gives you the key. Jupiter in Cancer expands emotion, family, home, belonging, protection, intuition, and the deep inner need to feel held by life again. This is the kind of energy that can make you suddenly realize that you do not just need success. You need peace with it. You do not just need money. You need safety around it. You do not just need love. You need emotional protection inside it. This is why May 11th feels special. It is a preparation day before the powerful Taurus New Moon on May 16th. A new moon is a beginning, but the waning crescent moon before it is the sacred release before the reset. It is the hallway before the doorway. It is the quiet room where your soul removes the old weight before stepping into a new chapter. And because the moon is in Pisces, this release is emotional, spiritual, intuitive, and deeply private. You may not be able to explain everything you feel, but you will feel it. You may have been carrying something that nobody fully sees. A quiet heartbreak, a money fear, a family wound, a relationship question, a decision you keep postponing, dream you were afraid to believe in again. This transit brings hope, but not the cheap kind of hope that ignores reality. This is grounded hope, Taurus says. Build slowly. Cancer says, protect your heart. Pisces says, release what your spirit can no longer hold. Together, they create a doorway between your past emotional burden and your next stable beginning. Before this moment, you may have felt like life was asking you to wait without telling you why. You may have been doing the right things, trying to stay strong, trying to be patient, trying not to react, trying not to fall apart, but still feeling something heavy behind your chest. You may have been wondering why your energy was low, why your sleep felt strange, why old memories returned, why certain people felt distant, or why your spirit kept telling you that something was ending even though nothing obvious had happened. Yet, that is because the waning crescent moon is not about dramatic external movement. It is about the final emotional clearing before a new cycle begins. It pulls up the residue, the old fear, old attachment, the old version of you that survived by accepting less peace than you deserved. And with the moon in Pisces, this clearing can happen through dreams, sudden tears, music, silence, prayer, forgiveness, or a strange inner knowing that something you once fought for no longer belongs in your future. Do not ignore what your body tells you around this time. You may feel tired even if you slept. You may feel sensitive for no clear reason. You may feel like being alone, cleaning your room, writing things down, checking your bank account, deleting old messages, or pulling your energy back from people who keep leaving you emotionally confused. This is not weakness. This is your system preparing for the doorway. Your body may know before your mind does that a new chapter requires lighter energy. The Sun sextile Jupiter is one of the softer blessings in astrology. Soft does not mean small. Sometimes the most important blessings do not arrive with thunder. Sometimes they arrive as confidence returning slowly, a conversation becoming easier, a family issue softening, a money decision becoming clearer, a fear losing its power, a moment where you finally think, maybe life is not closing against me. Maybe it is rearranging itself to protect me. This is where everything changes, but quietly. You are being shown that stability does not have to be cold, and emotion does not have to be chaotic. Taurus and Cancer together remind you that the life you are building must feel safe in your nervous system. It is not enough to look successful while feeling empty. It is not enough to be loved in public and abandoned emotionally in private. It is not enough to make money if fear controls every decision. This energy asks you to build a life that your soul can actually live inside. And the doorway motif matters here, because May 11th is not the final room, it is the threshold. You are standing between what has been emotionally heavy and what is trying to become emotionally honest. Behind you are the patterns that made you doubt your worth. Ahead of you is a more peaceful chapter, but you cannot walk into it carrying every old fear like proof that you are being realistic. Sometimes realism is not expecting the worst. Sometimes realism is admitting that you have outgrown survival mode. Mentally, this transit may bring a strange calm after weeks of uncertainty. You may still have questions, but the panic around those questions begins to soften. You may find yourself thinking more practically. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? You may begin asking, what do I need to do next? Shift matters. It means your energy is moving from emotional reaction into grounded preparation. It means you are no longer standing outside the doorway begging for someone else to open it. You are beginning to recognize that the key has been in your hand. Emotionally, this can be a tender day. Pisces moon energy can make the heart porous. You may feel other people's moods more strongly. You may remember someone you thought you had moved on from. You may feel compassion for people who hurt you, but this does not mean you should return to situations that broke your peace. Forgiveness is not always a reunion. Sometimes forgiveness is when your spirit finally stops arguing with what happened. It is when you stop trying to rewrite the past and begin protecting the future. Spiritually, May 11 can bring signs through dreams, repeated numbers, songs, symbols, memories, or sudden emotional downloads. Because Pisces rules the invisible. The message may not come in a logical form, may simply feel pulled to rest, to pray, to write, to clean, to release, to stop chasing, or to stop explaining yourself. Listen to that. The universe is not always loud when it guides you. Sometimes guidance feels like a deep inner no. Sometimes it feels like a quiet yes. Sometimes it feels like standing at a doorway and knowing which room is no longer yours. Financially, this energy is important because Taurus rules money, resources, value, and long-term security. With the Sun in Taurus supported by Jupiter in Cancer, you may receive clarity around what actually protects your future. This is not reckless abundance energy. This is wise abundance energy. It asks you to slow down, review your finances, protect your resources, stop spending from emotional discomfort, and notice where your self-worth has been connected to scarcity. If you have been afraid to charge more, ask for support, start a plan, save consistently, leave unstable work, or take your talents seriously. May 11th may bring a quiet shift in confidence. You may not suddenly receive everything overnight, but you may realize that you are allowed to build something better. Taurus does not promise instant results. Taurus promises that what is built with patience can last. Jupiter in Cancer adds protection, reminding you that abundance is not just about having more. It is about feeling less afraid inside what you have. This is also a powerful day to look at the emotional roots of your money patterns. Did you learn to fear lack? Did you learn that comfort had to be earned through exhaustion? Did you learn that receiving made you selfish? Did you learn that asking for security made you too demanding? The Sun's sextile Jupiter can soften those old beliefs. It can show you that stability is not greed. Peace is not laziness. Wanting a safe life is not weakness. It is wisdom. For work, business, and career, this energy favors practical preparation. Do not rush just to feel productive. Use this day to organize, review, plan, clean up loose ends, and identify what needs to be planted under the Taurus New Moon. The doorway is opening, but you do not walk through it by forcing everything. You walk through it by being ready. Check your numbers, save the idea, write the proposal, revisit the plan. Notice where your energy feels steady and where it feels strained. Your body is also part of this message. Taurus rules the physical body and the senses. while Cancer rules emotional safety and Pisces rules spiritual sensitivity. This means your body may become the place where the transit speaks first. You may feel heaviness in the chest, tightness in the throat, sensitivity in the stomach, or a deep need for sleep. You may crave comfort foods, quiet rooms, soft music, water, prayer, time away from overstimulation. Take these signals seriously. Your nervous system may be asking for peace before the new moon begins a new cycle. Drink more water. Sleep earlier if you can. Avoid unnecessary conflict. Do not overload your mind with too many opinions, too much scrolling, or too many emotional demands. Protect your energy like it is a sacred flame, because on a Pisces waning crescent moon, your aura can feel more open than usual, and not everything deserves access to you. This is not the day to force your body to perform while your spirit is asking to release. This is the day to listen. Stretch gently, breathe deeply, clean your space, take a warm shower, sit in silence. Let your body become a temple again, not a machine. Taurus teaches that spirituality is not only in the sky, it is in your breath, your home, your food, your rest, your skin, your heartbeat, and the way you choose peace instead of pressure. Now we need to talk about relationships, because this is where the energy becomes very personal. Jupiter in Cancer expands emotional truth. Pisces moon dissolves emotional defenses. Taurus sun asks for loyalty, honesty, and consistency. So if someone has been giving you mixed signals, this transit may make the truth harder to ignore, because there is sudden drama. But because your inner tolerance for confusion begins to change, you may notice who makes you feel safe and who makes you feel anxious. You may notice who speaks beautifully but acts inconsistently. You may notice who only appears when your energy is useful to them. You may also notice who has been quietly loving you, supporting you, protecting you, or showing up in ways you did not fully appreciate before. This transit does not only reveal problems, it reveals value, shows you the difference between emotional noise and emotional nourishment. If there has been silence between you and someone, this energy can make that silence feel heavier, but also clearer. You may no longer feel the same desperation to break it. You may realize that if someone wants to meet you at the doorway, they must come with honesty, not confusion. They must come with emotional maturity, not excuses. They must come with action, not just intensity. Taurus does not trust empty words. Cancer does not feel safe with emotional inconsistency. Pisces may forgive, but even Pisces eventually knows when the soul is tired. For committed relationships, this can be a beautiful moment of softening. Honest conversations may become easier. A partner may show more tenderness. Family wounds may begin to heal. Shared financial or home decision may become clearer. But this requires emotional maturity. This is not about blaming. It is about asking, what would make this connection feel safer, calmer, and more truthful? The doorway opens when both people stop defending the wound and start protecting the bond. For situationships or uncertain connections, this energy is revealing. You may feel deeply what you have been trying to rationalize. You may realize that chemistry without security is not enough. You may realize that longing is not the same as love. You may realize that your nervous system has been giving you messages your heart did not want to accept. Do not punish yourself for hoping. Hope is human. But do not let hope become a doorway back into the same room where you kept losing yourself. Communication under this transit should be gentle but honest. Say less, but mean more. Do not chase someone just to relieve anxiety. Do not send a message from fear and call it intuition. Do not beg for clarity from someone who benefits from keeping you unsure. Watch actions over words. Watch consistency over promises. Watch how people behave when they are not being asked to perform. This is where the truth lives. And if someone does come forward with sincerity, do not reject peace just because chaos feels more familiar. Some of you have been so used to emotional struggle that calm love feels suspicious. But the Sun in Taurus sextile Jupiter in Cancer reminds you that safe love is not boring. Safe love is sacred. Safe love is the doorway your wounded self did not know it was allowed to walk through. So what should you do with this energy before the Taurus New Moon on May 16th? First, slow down. This is not the time to rush into a new beginning without releasing the old emotional weight. Give yourself space to understand what you have been carrying. Ask yourself what you are ready to stop repeating. Ask yourself where peace has been calling, but pride, fear, or attachment kept you from answering. Write down what you want to release before the new moon, not just people, patterns, fears, scarcity beliefs, self-abandonment, emotional overgiving. the need to prove your worth, the habit of choosing intensity over safety, the belief that if something is familiar, it must be meant for you. Let the paper become the doorway. Let every word you write become a key turning in the lock. Clean your space. Taurus loves physical order. Cancer loves emotional safety. Pisces loves spiritual cleansing. Remove what feels heavy. Wash your bedding. Open a window. Light a candle if that is part of your practice. Put your money documents in order. Clear your phone of messages that reopen old wounds. Prepare your environment as if your next chapter is already approaching, because it is. Check your finances with honesty, not fear. Look at what is coming in, what is going out, what needs protection, and what deserves investment. This transit supports mature abundance, not impulsive spending. It is a good time to ask, what financial decision would make future me feel safer? That question may reveal more than you expect. Choose emotional peace, even if it disappoints. The part of you addicted to urgency. This is one of the deepest lessons of May 11th. Not every powerful moment feels dramatic. Some powerful moments feel like choosing not to reply, choosing not to argue, choosing not to reopen the wound, choosing not to spend money from sadness, choosing not to confuse anxiety with love, choosing not to stand forever outside a door that was never meant to open. Now for the signs most affected: Taurus, Cancer, and Pisces. This message becomes even more personal. If you are a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, this moment is directly connected to your identity, your confidence, your money, and your self-worth. The sun is moving through your sign, which means the spotlight is on who you are becoming. But this is not about performing. It's about remembering your value without needing constant proof from the outside world. Taurus, you may have been carrying pressure quietly, may have been trying to stay steady while something inside you felt uncertain. You may have been questioning your next step, your finances, your body, your relationship, or your ability to trust life again. May 11th brings a soft but important opening. It reminds you that you are not behind. You are being rebuilt slowly, and slow does not mean stuck. For you, the doorway is self-worth. You cannot walk into the next chapter carrying the belief that you must earn love by overgiving, earn money by exhausting yourself, or earn peace by staying silent. The Taurus New Moon on May 16th will be powerful for your personal reset. But May 11th asks you to clear the emotional ground first. Release the version of you that accepted crumbs because you were afraid patience would leave you empty. Something better can grow, but only if you stop planting your future in soil that is already proven barren. Cancer. This transit touches you deeply because Jupiter's in your sign. Jupiter in Cancer is expanding your emotional world, your protection, your family story, your home life, and your sense of inner belonging. You may feel more sensitive, but also more guided. You may feel like life is asking you to trust your heart again, but not in the same old way. This is not blind trust. This is protected trust. Cancer, you may have spent a long time taking care of others while quietly wondering who was taking care of you. You may have been the emotional shelter, the listener, the one who understands, the one who forgives, the one who feels everything before anyone else names it. But May 11th brings a blessing through boundaries. It reminds you that protection is not only something you give, it is something you are allowed to receive. For you, the doorway is emotional. Safety, who feels like home and who only knows how to visit when they need warmth. What family pattern are you ready to heal? What emotional burden are you ready to put down? Jupiter in your sign wants to expand your life, but it cannot expand what you keep shrinking to make others comfortable. Let yourself be held. Let yourself be honest. Let yourself choose the people and places that make your nervous system exhale. Pisces. The moon in your sign makes this day spiritually intense for you. You may feel everything more vividly. Dreams may be stronger. Memories may surface. You may feel tears come without warning, not because you are weak, but because your spirit is clearing something old. The waning crescent moon in Pisces is like a sacred tide pulling emotional debris away from the shore of your life. Pisces, you may have been sensing a shift before anyone else could see it. You may have felt distance in certain connections, changes in your intuition, strange fatigue, or a quiet knowing that one chapter is dissolving. Do not doubt that. Gift is sensitivity, but your lesson is discernment. Not every emotion you feel belongs to you. Not every soul you understand deserves unlimited access to your heart. For you, the doorway is release. This is your invitation to forgive without returning, to love without losing yourself, to dream without escaping reality. and to listen to your intuition without letting fear disguise itself as prophecy. The universe may speak to you through symbols around May 11th. Pay attention, but also stay grounded. Drink water, rest, write things down. Let your intuition become a compass, not a storm. Scorpio and Capricorn are also touched by this energy in meaningful ways. Scorpio may feel relationship truths rising from beneath the surface, especially around trust, vulnerability, and emotional control. Capricorn may feel the Cancer influence through partnership, family balance, and the question of whether achievement has come at the cost of emotional nourishment. For both signs, this is a moment to soften without losing strength, to be honest, without becoming defensive, and to recognize that true stability includes emotional truth. But no matter your sign, the deeper message is the same. May 11th is a threshold, quiet doorway before the Taurus New Moon, a place between release and beginning. A moment where the universe is not shouting, but it is absolutely speaking. It is asking you to stop rushing past your own feelings. It is asking you to stop calling exhaustion discipline. It is asking you to stop mistaking emotional confusion for destiny. It is asking you to prepare for peace, like peace is something real, something deserved, something already moving toward you. This is the day to listen before you act, to observe before you decide, to release before you manifest, to protect your money, your body, your home, your heart, and your future. The Taurus New Moon on May 16th will open a stronger new cycle around stability, value, and grounded beginnings. May 11th is the sacred preparation, the final quiet clearing. The moment you stand at the doorway and decide what cannot come with you. So if you feel emotional, let the emotion move. If you feel tired, rest without guilt. If you feel guided to clean, organize, save, write, pray, or step back, follow that. Quiet instruction. If someone's energy feels unclear, do not force clarity from them. Let their actions speak. If financial fear rises, do not panic. Look at it directly and choose one grounded step. If an old wound returns, do not assume it means you are going backward. Sometimes the past returns only so you can finally close the door with peace. The blessing of Sun sextile Jupiter is hope. But the wisdom of Taurus, Cancer, and Pisces is that hope must be protected, grounded, and emotionally honest. Hope is not chasing what hurts you. Hope is not pretending everything is fine. Hope is the moment you realize that your next chapter does not require the old version of you to suffer for admission. Hope is the light under the doorway. Hope is the key in your hand. Hope is the calm voice inside you saying you are allowed to begin again, but this time choose peace. As May 11th arrives, do not treat it like an ordinary day. Move slowly. Listen closely. Watch what rises. Watch what softens. Watch what no longer pulls you with the same power. Something is being released from your field. Something is being prepared in your life. And when the Taurus New Moon comes on, May 16th, you may understand why this quiet day mattered so much. The universe is not asking you to force the door. It is asking you to become ready for what is behind it. Let the old fear fall from your hands. Let the old confusion leave your body. Let the old story lose its authority over your future. You are standing at a threshold now, and the light is already coming through. Step gently. Step honestly. Step with self-respect. The next chapter does not need the loudest version of you. It needs the truest one. And if you listen carefully on May 11th, you may hear the sacred message beneath everything. The door is not closed. It is waiting for you to release what was never meant to pass through.